Hey guys, how's it going? Matt here in Southeast Michigan. I'm waiting for Eva to get out of her preschool. I'm sitting in a Big B coffee and I'm relaxing. I have been talking today with some of my friends back in Ningbo who are not as comfortable. One particular case is a friend of mine named Marshall. He's in Ningbo. He's having a bit of a hard go of it. I am in the midst of a mental battle to try to figure out what our next step is going to be as a family. Annie has family in China, and Ningbo has not reported any new cases of COVID-19, any of the virus, in weeks. According to Annie, there's confidence in Ningbo. There's normalcy in Ningbo. But I'm only receiving that information from Annie and her family, who are Chinese, but there's a large contingent in China, in Ningbo, in this case, that is foreign, and they're having unique issues that might be separate from the Chinese population there. They're under contract, they're working, they're trying to survive amidst the virus and get paid and live normally, and they're getting hit pretty hard. And so I figured I could ask a few questions of my friend Marshall, who contacted me. It's like 1:30 in the morning there right now, and he messaged me and he says, "Man, I'm not feeling too good." And so I talked with him a little while, and he found that sharing his story and sharing some of his situation was helpful and got some things off his chest. So I posed some questions to him, and so let's do an interview with Marshall.
My name is Marshall. Most people know me as Lee. I've lived in Ningbo for 10 years and I've lived in China for 15. I'm just a normal IT guy that fell in to Asia from Midwest to California to here. Yeah, that's me.
How's life now? You've been under quarantine. Your place has been under lockdown for quite some time, but news is that Ningbo is relaxing a little bit for the people in public. But how about you? How is your life?
Well, Matt, that first question is pretty tough. I don't know if I'm getting paid. I don't know what's going on with my company. Every time I go outside, I have to scan some QR code, and we always have to worry about this green zone, red zone, and everything like this. And there's this app we have to follow to make sure that we're not going near people who may be infected. That's all going on. I guess the worst thing is not knowing about our salary and stuff. It's really hard to deal with that.
What about the codes in your area? Do you see any red codes in your area? Is there anybody that is infected that you've seen? Because we've heard the news from here, especially Annie, that Ningbo is clear and they haven't had any cases in a couple of weeks. Is that true?
In my immediate area, around me, there are no red codes. The nearest red code from me is about 1.5 kilometers, I guess 3/4 of a mile. It's far enough away that I'm not worried about it, but we all wear our masks all the time. If we see anyone else without a mask, we instantly run away from them, pretty much. You don't want to be around anyone else in public place without a mask. You still got your old school guys, the spitters, even in the middle of the coronavirus, you really want to go up and just beat them in the head and are you ever going to learn? All right. I'm off my soapbox. Sorry.
How has this QR code system impacted you and your life?
Well, the QR system, it's hit or miss, and sometimes security guards will make you just really go through it and do it right, and they want to see everything. And other times they're like, yeah, no, we don't care. It's like it's hit or miss. Sometimes you get to a point where you just want to go in and like buy something simple. You want to go in and buy, I don't know, a couple apples at the local supermarket, but they're like, take your temperature, make you do the QR code, write down all your information, ask for your ID. And I'm like, I don't carry my passport. So then they're like, well, then you can't come in. So to buy a couple apples, then I have to drive 10 minutes back home, get my passport, go all the way back. It's the QR code system. It's good for control. It's making sure that they're controlling the virus, but for the most part, it's just a big burden. And by the way, we're still in the masks. We're we're still washing our hands everywhere I go. But you know, that's a weird thing though. So you got to sign things in, and you're using this community pen that everyone else is touching. And I'm thinking, oh right, that helps. So there's a lot of flaws in the system.
Typically in China, you don't really have to carry around your identification. It's not something that you need to have on you at all times when you live there. I've never been asked for my passport outside of maybe going to the police station and actually registering with the government. Marshall says that he's got to have them ready at all times because his house is getting spot checked fairly regularly to make sure that he's well, and they're literally knocking on his door.
Okay, so the government is randomly showing up to my house, and it's been at least 3 times now, showing up with police officers, and they're in full gear and everything like that, and they're just like, hey, we're just coming to check on you as our foreign guest to the country. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a permanent resident, green card holder, huh? And they're just like asking where I've been, what I've been doing, just showing 3 times now.
So explain a little bit about your personal employment situation and how that is affecting your life during the virus and how it compares to other people who might be going through something similar or different in the teaching realm, which is most expats that live in China do teach English.
All right, I'm gonna show you. This is how I have to go to work. Right now, this is all I can do. Okay, I log into this app. It's called ClassIn or something, and I click on my schedule today. I can launch a class and get ready. This is how it works. I bring up the materials for the class. It's very, very impersonal. And this is how I work. If I refuse to do these online classes, I lose my job. My salary is about Chinese yuan is about 20,000 a month. They're saying they're gonna pay me 2. I have a mortgage, man, and a family and a kid and expenses. I can't live off of that. I actually first approached them and I said, tell you what, this is a huge loss. Pay me half my salary, so that'll at least still make my mortgage, and I'll have a little bit to live on. They said to me, no, we're going to give you 10% of your total salary. I disagreed with them, and they said, okay, well, you might have been with us for 7 years, but you can... I contacted the CEO and asked him to help me, and he hung up on me. So, sucks.
So tell me, work and these regulations and these QR codes and things, they can get stressful. How are you doing emotionally? Are you holding up well? I know things are hard, you know. What are you doing to sort of keep your mental state balanced? Well,
as a father and a husband, I have to be the rock for my wife and son. My wife has a wonderful job. She works for a multinational, multi-billion dollar company, Wanda. And I work for a smaller domestic Chinese company. My only outlet is talking to my friends like Matt. I'll send Matt messages, Matt, and just say, man, I gotta vent. I just gotta blah. That's my emotional outlet. My buddies, my bros, my homies, my Jayoe frickin' team.
Marshall's story is not like everybody's story. Everybody's kind of doing it differently, just because Ningbo is handling the situation in a unique way as opposed to other cities like Shenzhen. Wuhan obviously is there. You're much more confined than even in Ningbo. But I think it's nice to be able to hear different stories of people that are going through situations in China, a little bit of a perspective of being able to see what's going on. It makes me appreciate where I am right now, and also a little nervous on what might be coming our way. But for now, it's very nice to sit here at Big B Coffee and have a cup of coffee and be able to comfort some of my friends back in China. So if you're in China right now, Jayoe, if you're dealing with this in your own way, why don't you share your story in the comment section? Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and share it, because I think a lot of people might not understand what's going on in China. China is not a single entity. It's a country full of individuals with individual stories across the spectrum. So thanks, Marshall, for sharing your story. I think it's valuable, and we'll catch you later.